I'm Stuart Thompson, editor of Digital TV Europe. I'm here with Jim Phillipoff, who's head of business development, media and entertainment EMEA at Irdeto. Now, the smart home is obviously a big topic. What are the main security threats associated with that?
To talk about the security threats around the smart home, I'd have to give you a very long list. Because basically, every kind of hacking threat, any kind of security, cybersecurity threat that you've heard about in the past, whether it's ransomware, phishing, malware, denial of service attacks, all these types of attacks can negatively affect the smart home, and in some ways even more so, because the consumer is often his own worst enemy by trying to make things as simple as possible, which we all want. We all want simplicity, but that is not necessarily the best thing when you're looking at all these types of attacks and cyber threats.
Now, there are obviously a lot of different players involved in enabling the smart home. Where would you say responsibility lies for securing it?
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of different players. You've got the manufacturers, you've got the service providers, and other people who are getting into the smart home as well, like the big guys, Google and Amazon. I think that security here should be seen by service providers especially as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to add value to your offerings, to provide consumers with something that they're looking for and looking to try to solve. It's a problem that it's really sort of consumer driven, have identified. And many service providers on the market are now trying to address that concern, help their consumers, and it's actually a way to increase their brand awareness around security, and to also potentially increase ARPU and even decrease key costs if they do it correctly. So it's a real opportunity for them to get moving in the market, I think.
What do the service providers need to think about in terms of securing the smart home, both in relation to what the consumers need and also in relation to legislation and regulation?
You know, I think that service providers have to look at this as an opportunity for them to grow their business. So, irrespective of legislation, because legislation often lags what's happening in the market, I think they have to sort of take the bull by the horns and move ahead on it. If they try to help consumers solve their problems, I think they're going to win and the consumers will win. So rather than let third parties into the home, such as manufacturers of routers and others who can provide also security solutions, I think it's an opportunity for service providers to take charge of that situation and really try to solve those consumer issues.
So what role can technology providers such as Irdeto play in enabling all this?
We've been at this for about 50 years, providing security solutions into the home, mainly on video, but we've recently released a new product called Trusted Home, which we just announced yesterday, which is a way for service providers to address the security concerns that consumers have, as well as connectivity concerns which consumers have, help them to manage their Wi-Fi solution, and to provide parental controls, which is an area where many parents struggle nowadays with screen time and bedtime issues with their children. So we're trying to do a sort of complex product which can work on all of these various issues and help providers to increase ARPU and decrease some of their key costs.
Now finally, we're hearing a lot about artificial intelligence pretty much everywhere. What role can AI play in enabling the smart home?
Yeah, it plays a huge role, and it's going to play a huge role across so many different verticals. But in security, it can really be a proactive and a great way to counter security threats. So we've actually integrated AI into Trusted Home so that it's a self-learning mechanism. It can learn what kind of attacks are coming on the market. It can learn how devices respond to those attacks, which type of devices are supposed to do certain activities, and self-learn so that all the different types of activities which happen, which are not what it's intended to do, are blocked and isolated. So it plays a huge role, and we put that into our technology.
Jim, thanks very much.
Well, thanks very much, Stuart. Much appreciated.